Well, hello, hello. Maybe if I unmute myself, y'all can, hear me. Yeah, it just got dark here. I did. I did. I jumped the gun just a little tonight, y'all. Um, I wanted to make sure my mic was working because for some reason it keeps defaulting back to Dave's camera, and I don't know why it's doing that to a camera mic. So I just wanted to, get live a little early and test things out and make sure, y'all can hear me for once. Hey Grace, hey Fish Nerd. How y'all doing tonight? Probably not gonna be a long one. It's been a crazy day. It's been wild. It's been a long day. Um yeah, I don't know. Okay, cool. Um oh, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the camera, see if Dave will actually still work. Hey, Sean. There we go. Also, I have this set to. Oh, well, hey there, little snail. You came flying in. That was unexpected. Oh, let me toss some beans in here for them. They're like, "Where's our dinner? It's too late." It's not really late. It's kind of early for them, but it is what it is. They're like, "We've been waiting for dinner. Feed us already." So let's just throw a few more of those in there. We'll throw some pellets in there. Yeah, that was a Paris lamb. Yeah, had to call Fishner today to get him to help me with a project that got thrown in our lap. So I don't know if um, Sean or Grace remember when my uh, dishwasher broke about 2 years ago now, and like my whole floor was covered in water. And yeah, so it's been 2 years since I've had a dishwasher, right? My neighbors came over yesterday and said, "Hey, actually, it was Sunday. It was Sunday when they came over, and they said, "Hey, we have a dishwasher that we're getting rid of. Do you know anyone who needs one?" I was like, "I do. I need one. I need one kind of bad because apparently they upgraded all of their appliances and decided to just give their old ones away. So I took the dishwasher. I was like, you know what? I'll take it. Yeah, Fish Nerd installed that bad boy over the phone. Without him, wouldn't have happened. We'd still be sitting there. So yeah. But the thing I don't get is, I mean, it's a nice dishwasher, the one that they gave us, and it was only 2 years old. So it's like, heck yeah, I'll take it, and it's barely used. So heck yeah, Fish Nerd is that darn good. Yes, another tank is going to be coming soon, real soon. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do, y'all. I do. I've got to set up a whole slew of stuff, and yes, I did install it, and he was a squab. Um, yeah, yeah. I was really surprised. I actually hooked up the electrical part myself. I was very proud of myself. I figured I deserved a cookie, so yeah, I did that. Well, actually, Fishner told me what to do. I did it. So you know, but I couldn't have done it without him, seriously, because I was looking at it and you know, what, so my neighbor told me, here, just hook these wires up there and pointed to it. And I was like, that doesn't look right. I'm glad I didn't do what he told me because that might have been bad, real bad. So I was about ready to slice into this thing, and he was like, I don't think that's right. That doesn't look right. So, yeah, he was close, but he was not right. So, but it works. We did a test. We did a test wash. We cleaned it, and yeah. So I'm really excited about that. That dishwasher is my new best friend. Of course, Mr. Mousy is going to be looking at me like, you just said a dishwasher is your best friend. That's a little weird. Yeah, no wet floor, no drips, no wet floor, no leaks. Real happy about that. So my tank's a little cloudy. Um, my tank's a little cloudy because I added calcium, and I think it was a pellet food I used that also aided in that. Sorry about the running water. It won't be isn't it though? Isn't that the life? Okay, so I want y'all to look at something for me real quick. Um, this is little Dave in 480p, right? That's what he looks like. And I want to change. I want to play with the settings here real quick, and I want to put it in the 720p. And y'all tell me which looks better for right now. So y'all tell me which looked better, the first one or the second one. It's been something I've been trying to remember to play around with, and I hadn't. I think there's a green bean stuck to that leaf. That's well, they'll get that. They'll get there. Okay, no difference on your end. Yeah, the only difference I can tell is that it just made the picture a little wider. That's the only thing I can tell. Hey, Cat Ninja. Actually, um I didn't change the distances. He's still at the same distance, just a different pixel setting. Actually, he's about to fall over, so I do need to put his little leg back. All right, well, we're just gonna leave it here because yeah, I do too because you get to see more of the tank this way. But gonna I think there's a couple of things I want to change up in this tank, and gonna set up a 10-gallon with a under gravel filter. There's been like a little project, like a little like comparison thing I've been wanting to do for a while. Now that I have room, I'm gonna get to do that. So yeah, that Snellfoot is like, hello. I'm hoping we'll have a couple fall in on us in just a minute because they're up there hanging out. Yeah, she is. Oh, but yeah, we've just we had a set of things we were gonna do this week. We should totally clip that foot for her. I'll have to clip it and send it to her. but the dishwasher was of importance, so I set that up. Sarge like, okay, I'm here, I'm coming, I'm landing for dinner. He's like, I heard there were green beans tonight. I'm in for that. I've got to start working on the videos too, so I can get those posted. I have a lot of stuff to work on this week. It's been nice because I actually have more quiet time in the house because we have less people coming and going right now. So that has been real nice. Okay, so I have four clutches right now of snail eggs. Right, uh, had two one night. The next day I had a third. The day after that I had a fourth. They started laying them on the lid of the tank. So these snails are like finally really happy and starting to lay all the eggs. Right. I think out of the four, two are not going to hatch. I think they were first clutches for those snails. And yeah, I think I'm going to have some more because I have three more snails that are kind of hanging out at the top of the duckweed right now. They're just sitting there. They're waiting for the lights to go out, is pretty much what they're doing. I've kind of noticed that's how they start to act when they're going to lay those clutches. They go up to the top and they'll hang out and then they'll go above the water line and just sit there. Thank you, Grace. And then the next morning, either the next morning or the day after, I've always found a clutch after I see them doing that. So yeah, yeah, I've got all four of them pretty much floating in their own little containers in another 10-gallon tank I have off in the back. Um, Trying to see if I can get them to hatch that way. Before long, we're gonna have a Barrel is gonna join us in the tank. Just letting y'all know, Mr. Barrel is gonna be in the tank one day, sooner rather than later. He has gotten real brave, real brave. So it's coming. It's coming, y'all. He's gonna go for a swim. Yeah, I'm gonna give those clutches time. Two of them I can see the definite changes in, and two are just real slow going. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on with the snabies. I saw one earlier. Hang on. Okay, call him a catfish. Hopefully he doesn't eat any of the catfish. That's what I'm hoping he doesn't do. But I think I actually have found one of the escape snail babies in the tank. So I'm gonna move the camera. Just a warning. Close your eyes for just a minute. And yeah, he's back. He's like, "Ooh, I'm on the move tonight." Okay, so okay, here we go. So gonna move the camera so Fish Nerd can see that little baby that's up there. I think that is it's real hard to see because of the light. It's right. He's right there. Right, right there. But I think that is one of the escaped snail babies. They're very hard to see. They're very small. They're much smaller than the little pest snails, too. That is a snavy. Okay, cool. I figured we still had some in there because I was. They don't. They're not as. Their feet aren't as dark as the ram's horns, and I don't think I've seen any pond snails or bladder snails in this tank. Thank goodness. I think she may be playing games tonight. Because honestly, okay, so I was not going to stream tonight. I'm not even going to lie about that. Because, like, I was real frustrated before I talked to Fish Nerd and we got the dishwasher in because I was real frustrated at this whole thing because I couldn't figure out where it goes, what's connected, and I couldn't, like, all the people that were like, hey, you know, that were in my area that were like, if you need help, just, give me a holler and I'll help you out. Like, I couldn't get a hold of anyone. So I was like frustrated and yeah, I was having a real moment. So I was like, what, I'm just gonna blow everything off today. Because, yeah, you have those moments and you get real raw. Yeah, that's what I was doing earlier. So I wasn't going to stream, but then I was like, you know what? I got the thing that I needed to get accomplished today accomplished. So I'm going to stream. And then I thought about it, and it's, trying to get back in the algorithm again from not streaming all of December and some of January. Um, that really, you know, especially took my shorts out of the algorithm. Whisker update. Mr. Whiskers is staying in that tank. So I looked earlier. I couldn't tell if there were eggs in there, but considering he's deep in the cave and he won't move, I really think there are. So I'm gonna give him a couple of days and try to, like, shake him around, maybe see if I could see a little better in there. Get him to move. But he hasn't even come out to eat in 2 days. So I really think he's got another batch of eggs in there at this point. If he didn't, he does now. Oh, the guppy children. They are actually getting quite big. There are four in total that are bigger than the other six that are floating around in here. Well, they're not floating, they're swimming. I shouldn't have said floating. If for fish are floating, that's pretty bad. But yeah, so we have a total of 10 babies. They're all hiding in the floating plants, which is good because the parents do chase them. And the one that's in front of us right now, I think she's the mom of the new ones. And the other one that's down by the ivory snail that's kind of picking its food, that one I think is going to have babies next. And then there's a third one up there with a solid black tail that I think is going to go maybe before that one. So yeah, I'm about to have a whole lot of guppy babies in here. Whole lot of guppy children. You know, just normal fish tank stuff. But have guppies, we'll have babies. And the Scipia, that tank, I'm probably gonna stream Sunday. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to relocate the two minnows into a 10-gallon tank because they are getting real territorial, especially of the piece of driftwood I have. Darth is chasing still, but his tail has healed. So Darth's tail is looking real good. And the other little guy that kind of looks like Darth but isn't Darth, I think he now has a rip in his tail. So I don't know what they're doing, but they got to stop wrestling like that because that's just they're tearing each other up. But yeah, Darth's back there chasing girls right now. Am I surprised? No, not at all. Because that's kind of what he does. And my catfish, the Corys down there, they're getting bigger. Of course, I'm feeding them a lot of food, so that's not surprising. But the females are getting a lot bigger. And the longfin peppers that I have in with the Skiffia are even bigger than these guys, which is why I'm going to stream that tank on Sunday so you guys can finally see them again. Since I finally got that tank balanced and all the fish cured of the ick situation that was going on in there. I was really surprised that I did not lose all the fish in the tank because I've never successfully treated ick before. So I was real worried about that. And again, had Fishner not not been there to help, I probably would have lost all the Scipia because they were not looking so hot. But that's pretty much all that's been going on the last few days. Yes, I had real good direction. Had it not been for Fishner, yeah, like I said, they would have totally lost them guys. That would have been really heartbreaking. That they're the ones that I've had the longest. That's the tank that I've had going the longest, and that would have just been really sad. And you know, so and it was surprisingly not as hard as I thought. And I now know that you don't follow the directions on the bottle of methylene blue because that's too much methylene blue. I still have plant roots that are dyed blue that are supposed to be red root floaters, and now they're blue root floaters. It's a kind of parasite. Um, it gets on. It's like a white spot. It starts as white spots on their fins, and then it like drops off, and then it gets in the substrate, and it's like a cycle keeps going. And yeah, I mean, from my understanding, what I read, that's what it is. It's a bad parasite. It's real common. Fish can get it real easy, especially when they get stressed. Okay, yeah, and yeah, it does. It's like real bad fin rot. And I was worried too, like when Darth's tail got ripped and the way they were nipping at him, um, like some of the back of his fin was looking real bad, and I didn't want that to start happening to the guppies either. So okay, and I'm pretty sure it was ick, not there was two medications that they were trying to sell me at the pet store that I ended up not getting. And one was for like white spot, but I don't think they had white spot at all. It just didn't look like the guy was explaining it. Let me pull that up real quick. Okay, yeah, ick or white spot disease. Yeah, but they were trying to. I guess they were trying to sell me actually two of the same medications then, which was real weird. Yes, they do need to have fish yoga in that tank. They all need to stretch and de-stress, and you know, yeah, it's like they were like, well, here, get this one, and I'm like, it says they kind of treat the same things. Like, how many medications can I treat with at one point in time, and is that really going to be good for them? I think if you dump like a whole bunch of meds in the tank, that'd probably be worse for them than just a little bit of salt raising the temperature and a little bit of methylene blue I use. Man, what are y'all doing down there? Those little fish were, I don't, they were trying to hold the little guppy down. It was getting brutal over those green beans, y'all. Hey, April, how's it going? Yeah, so the Humane Society in my area will often use fish antibiotics for cats and dogs, which probably should not be done. Please don't do that. Go see a vet. Um, but I was really surprised at how easy it is to get fish antibiotics over the internet. If like your fish needed antibiotics, but I can't see that that would be real good to give your fish unless you absolutely needed to, because the antibiotics are going to kill all the bacteria in your tank, and you kind of don't want that to happen. He is going at it. He is always, and there's one that's bigger that's always on the little plecos. He is like just always riding on them. And he's like the biggest guy in the tank. Like that little pleco is growing real big. Like you can actually see his little eyes now. It's kind of cute. It looks like there's a snail back there that's um, claimed a green bean all as its own. It's like, this is my green bean and none of you can have it. He's like, here, let me get you a closer look at that guy. Snail's like, here, now you can see him better. It's so cute because he's actually really starting to look like the bigger plecos. I can see a lot of Mr. Whiskers in that little pleco there. Hey, Teresa, good to see ya. Yeah, I started a little early tonight. Teresa, I was telling everyone to try to make sure my mic was working right and to go ahead and get the food in the tank so everyone would come up and say, hey, grab a green bean and, you know, munch on some food. And I was telling Vishnu that normally the plecos at this age, from what he was telling me, are like mostly they just eat veggies, but they've already started going after like the shrimp pellets and the veggie pellets that I give them. The veggie pellets I can see that has more vegetable than like shrimp, even though it does have shrimp in it. And the shrimp pellets, they do have some veggie in it too. But whenever they see the snails and the cories go and the plecos just come running too, they're like, it's time to eat. I've been trying to count them all, and it's really hard to keep track of them because we have 13. I think we still have 13. And we have about 10 little guppy babies that are hiding in the floating plants. Thank you, Teresa. They really are. They really love those shrimp pellets. Oh, and the bloodworms. Those things, it's so crazy when I feed them those now. They all come running. Everyone in the tank is like, okay, it's time to eat now. The guppies, the cories, the little plex, everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna eat now. I'm hoping some of the little babies will come out um, and start swimming around for us of the little baby guppies. They're really small, and like it's like when you see them, you see them. And if I drop some more flake in there, they may come out. But with the cloudy that I've got going on in the water, I don't want to add too much more fish flake tonight because that's just going to make things worse. I'm going to do a water change tomorrow. Been doing a lot of water changes lately. A lot of water changes. Squab, you would be surprised. The first time I saw the fish actually go after an earthworm, I was real shocked. I was like, oh, wow. So fish really do like worms a lot. I was really glad that did not happen on a live stream because in the 20 gallon, I just used topsoil as the base under my stand, and I should have looked better for the earthworms in there, but I didn't think there were any in there because I washed the soil. But there was one that got in there, and so yeah, I was just real happy that that didn't happen on stream. That would have not been fun to watch. Now, if they're gummy worms, I'll take some of those, please. Especially if they're the sour gummy worms. I'm down for that. My next favorite is the Sour Patch Kids. Gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids. There we go. And um, if I could ever get Mr. Inspector Pleco to stay still and let me take videos and pictures of him, which he is not very keen to do right now, uh, we could probably see his whiskers. I'm hoping maybe on stream we can catch him, but he's got a lot of peach fuzz coming in. A lot of little, you know, if he was a teenager, he would definitely need to shave. We have some guppy dancing action going around up there. It's like, come on, guys, she's already, having kids. Like, he's undercover. Yeah, he's pulling a 21 Jump Street, Sean. He's like, I'm gonna, pretend I'm a teenager, but by 5 o'clock, I'm gonna have a full beard. Hopefully, we're not too far away from Inspector Babies. So that will be fun to have Inspector and Whisker Babies. I'm gonna have a lot of the plecos, a lot of the baby plecos to go around. My hope though is to get the minnows out of Scipia tank and try to, when the females do have the babies again next time, try to isolate them from the bigger fish so I can get my Scipia's numbers back up from the ones that I did lose because I lost three of them. And I still have like eight, but I need to get those numbers back up. it is doable, especially because two of the mamas are already pregnant again. So yeah, I'm gonna have fish babies everywhere, y'all, everywhere, and it's spring, so I am not surprised. That's probably not a bad idea. I was telling Fish Nerd that I was gonna go get some of those heavy duty like Rubbermaid totes to grow the snails in because I'm gonna have so many of them, especially at this rate. Like if all four of those clutch hatch, that's just gonna be a lot of snails, and I'm gonna be real surprised to see what colors we get. Like that's gonna be real fun considering all the colors we already have in here. Exactly, and all this started because I wanted sea monkeys, which I still have, and they're gonna be making a reappearance real soon. I know I keep saying this, but now that I have less people in the house and we have a full room and the den open again, and Grace gave them to me. She sure did. And it has blown up to a full aquatic adventure. But yeah, no, I actually have a room where I can like keep all the fish stuff together, which is going to be real nice because I do have everything kind of spread out through the house. Yeah, it's like I've got the sea monkeys are in my bathroom, and that's probably where I'm gonna set up the tote for the snails and the baby plecos to go. Then I've got this tank is in my living room, kind of next to my TV. Behind me, I have one, two, three, four. Behind me, I have five tanks. Two 5 gallons, two 10 gallons, and the 20 gallon. Exactly. So, Grace, we wouldn't have Fish Nerd here or all the snails and the guppies and everything if it hadn't been for those sea monkeys. It's been a lot of fun though. I think that was a piggyback pair snail. Yeah, because he's climbing right back on. He's like, yeah, I'm still going for that ride. Yeah, I think that was a piggyback pair snail. That's gotta be fun to just be able to catch a ride and then all of a sudden free fall in the tank. Also, this is a big stress reliever. Okay, I don't know exactly what area you're in, April, but in your area, do you guys have dairy bells? Those used to be my kids' favorite when we lived in Hammond, Indiana. Um, it's right next to Gary, Indiana, and close to the Illinois Chicago line. Oh man. Oh, okay. I know like they have like different in different areas. They call them like different things. Oh, I actually, speaking of the weather and the crazy temperature, okay, you know what? I actually think I know where Anderson is. Like I've actually been through Anderson, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, and where I lived, our Dairy Queen didn't even stay open in the winter because it's just, that much snow. Who wants ice cream? But I was looking on Facebook at my memories, and it was about 6 years ago since we had snow here. Um, and it wasn't much. It was just, whoop, just a dusting. But it's been a long time since yeah. It's like you don't get comfortable until after March. Then you're good. And it used to always make me laugh, April, when I lived in Indiana, and they're like, "Oh, it's like really hot," because like I lived right by um Lake Michigan, and you always get like that late breeze off of there. So I was like, "Man, this is." I was like, "You guys have no idea." I was like, "This weather is perfect, except for the winter. The winter y'all can keep it, but the summers are great." I know every time I see a little pleco belly on the little glass, it's like I just want to like pedal. My kiddos have gotten the snails stuck to their hands a few times too. Um, Actually going to put like food on the glass because I have some of those little sticky ones. April, you're probably right because I think isn't yeah because Easter's going to be in March this year, and he is going at that tank. It was and like 74 here is kind of normal for this time of year. That's what we got to today. Oh yeah, in Michigan that's not normal at all. Y'all shouldn't have that until like well into April. No, well after April, like end of May, beginning of June, maybe. Michigan was the one place I could go that I was always cold. All right, y'all. Well, you know that I could I can believe that too, because um I and even in Georgia, like I don't get comfortable until April, and because we've had some real random like March snowstorms here. It happens very rarely, but we do get them. But after in April, usually we can relax here, but up there, no, like you can get snow. And there's one time when I lived in Texas, we got like a dusting. It was like sleet. It wasn't really snow, but that was back in the early 80s. Oh, oh, that snail just plonked. It's like I didn't even see where she came from. Where did you come from, little snail? All right, y'all. Well, it has been a long day, and I'm gonna call this a wraps for tonight. Um, some new stuff is coming. I promise y'all very soon. Um, but yeah. Oh, does it? the crazy swimming one or the one that's still there? All right, night, y'all. I'll be back Sunday. Hopefully with some you know, less cloudy water. Got to get back on my water changes tomorrow. Get this tank cleaned up. But I will see y'all Sunday. Y'all have a good night and sleep well. Bye.